Hello and a warm welcome to Federal Special Program Capital Beat. Akash Anand is Mayawati's nephew, and he was expelled by the BSP chief Mayawati for anti party activities last month. But yesterday, Mayawati took him back into the party, and he said that Mayawati is his sole political guru. And Anand also appealed to Mayawati to apologize for his mistakes and give him a chance to work in the party again. Now, Mayawati's response was that she agreed to give her nephew another chance, but she said that she would not appoint anyone as her successor as she is in good health. And she also said that she would continue to lead the party. And what exactly Akash Anand wrote on the X, and I'm going to quote: Today I take this vow that for the benefit of BSP, I will not let my relations and especially my in laws become an obstacle. Now, Akash Anand's father-in-law, Ashok Siddharth, actually was not on good terms with Mayawati, and which is why these problems were there. And today he has made this public. Now, Anand was once declared Mayawati's political heir. He was stripped of all the positions last month, after which she felt that Anand's father-in-law, Ashok Siddharth, had been wielding influence in the BSP, and Siddharth was earlier expelled from the party. So the big question now is that this re-entry of Akash Anand, what does it mean for BSP and Mayawati? Is it a boon or a bane? Will it strengthen or weaken BSP as a party? Joining me now is Priyadarshi Telang, who's a Dalit rights activist. Thank you so much, Priyadarshi, for joining. And we'll also be joined by Captain Dinesh Chandra in a while. Priyadarshi, to you, how do you see the re-entry of Akash Anand back in BSP?
Thanks, Niru, for inviting. On Dr. Ambedkar Jayanti's occasion, I would like to extend my greetings to all the viewers. Happy Jayanti to all. Uh, Expelling or taking him back on the reason cited, whether it was earlier or now, it's very immature. He was expelled that he is being immature. He was taken aback, and again now, few months back in March, he was expelled again on the charges that he is being influenced by in-laws and he is not listening to party seniors. However, his in-laws is also senior to the party, right? So expelling him on those reason, taking him back just because he has now uh, 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 given a public apology to the chief of BSP. So I guess the reason cited and for the expulsion and the reason cited for taking him back is very childish. For from the perspective of Bahujan politics, to stood which the party stood, it is very immature, I guess. Whether it will be a boon or bane for the party, it's a party cadre and structure will decide. However, on this occasion, I would like to cite a sentence by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar that he, while addressing a assembly, constituent assembly, said that bhakti in a religion will take you to salvation, but bhakti in a politics is going to towards dictatorship. That's what we are witnessing in a country today. The party who is ruling the country, we have seen the dictatorship.
Oh, but I want to talk about BSP. Let's not talk
Yeah,
about the ruling party at the
yeah.
center.
I'm
I want
I'm
to talk
I'm
about
I'm
BSP. What does it do to
I'm
BSP?
I'm talking in the context. I'm talking in the context. So so Akash Anand's public apology, and if you read in between the lines what Akash has stated in his exposed, saying that I won't seek any opinion, I won't seek any discussion from others, but only listen to what party chief is saying. It's okay if party deciding that these are the program and that's the party discipline, but seeking others' opinion, not discussing on the issue, is like what Dr. Ambedkar is saying. Yeah, bhakti is not going to help in the politics, and if that way party is functioning, then it's not going to be helpful for the party.
No, but what do you think is going to be the impact on the party cadre, especially the BSP? Because it's already losing a lot of ground. and the vote bank also has drifted. A lot of the vote bank of Mayawati has drifted away. Now, do you think that the re-entry of Akash Anand will it strengthen BSP, or will it weaken BSP further now?
No, from being catch-all party, it has reduced down, certainly reduced down to Dalit party, right? It started as a Chamat party, but then extended to Dalit party and to catch-all party. But now it's being a Dalit party. And if you go through some of the analysis of vote share, it's not only all Dalits. I mean, some backward communities participation is there. Vote share is also coming from some backward communities. So, and there is a following for young blood, right? Uh, Mayawati is now, I mean, she's been along in politics. Party is also looking for some uh, program or some changes where new blood can be invited to the party, young blood can be invited to party. Akash was talking about on that line his aggression and his participation when he was appointed as a national coordinator. It was on that line, but suddenly, because labeling him as a immature politics, he was taken away. Now he has been again taken up. I mean, he was invited in the party, though that position is not been given to him. I don't know how he will function, but certainly, this action of expelling and taking back is not going to give trust to the people. It's it's not going to give trust to the voters, and that's certainly going to harm the politics of BSP.
Right. I'll come to Captain Dinesh Chandra. He's also a Dalit rights activist who joins us. Thank you so much, Dinesh Chandra, for joining. And now the question is to you that how will you view this re-entry or sort of a reshuffle within the BSP after the re-entry of Akash Anand? Now, is it a motivating factor or is it a demotivating factor? Many people in the party say that this public post, which was written by Akash Anand, it was forced onto him, and it was like a fixed match. Mayawati dictated that post to him. He wrote it, and then Mayawati reposted it. Does it look something like that?
See, uh, taking Anand back is further confusing the voters, and definitely it is a demotivating factor for the uh, base, strong base, which used to be, say, 10 years back. Now, since she doesn't have any other options, so because of some compulsions, she might have taken Anand back, but it is not going to help the party or Mayawati ji. It
No,
is
but what do you
for
think
sure.
is a compulsion? You said that because of some compulsions, she might have decided to take him back. What do you think could be the compulsions?
Compulsion in the sense that she doesn't have any other option, and no other person is available to take that position as a leader. But when he says that I will only follow the dictate of Bahanji, I don't know what kind of leader he is and where does he fit in the leadership definition. He is not a leader if he cannot function on his own up to. He must be given certain freedom, but he says that I will not listen to anybody else other than Mayawati. So I don't know what kind of leader he will be in the future of BSP.
But do you think that Mayawati has shot herself in her foot by saying that I'm not going to announce the successor as long as I'm alive, I'm very healthy? And so she has assumed that she's not going to, at least during her lifetime, she's not going to announce a successor. So is it a political suicide by Mayawati, Captain Dinesh Chandra?
Uh, she has committed a blunder
Okay.
by expressing such words. It shows her expression shows that there is no democratic mechanism in BSP today. And if any political party drifts away from the democracy in a democratic country where the very existence of the party is based on the democratic constitution which the party follows and which is the basis of the recognition of that party by the election commission. So definitely, if Mayawati is dictating terms and she is drifting away from the democratic process, then the party will erode. It has already eroded up to a larger extent.
Right. No, but now the thing is, I'll come to Priyadarshi. That how will BSP, does Mayawati, do you think, already know that what she has done is not good for the party? Does she know internally that how she's going to secure her vote bank, whatever little is left? Uh, is she scared now? Is she nervous? And which is why she had to take a step like this, and like what Dinesh Chandra said, that she doesn't have options. So basically, she's a weak, she's an optionless leader right now, and which is why she was forced to take a step like this.
No, BSP, if looking at the vote share, it has certainly drifted. The Dalits and Jatas have drifted from BSP. But at the same time, the questions of the community, the questions of people, the issues of people at a larger level and at a state level. If you see the politics in UP, it is being threatened by the ideology, the bulldozer policy which is there. So nobody is happy, nor any other political party is providing any answer to that politics which is there, right? So the only party which is left who can challenge this sort of ideology is BSP. Now it is for do that, Mayawati has certainly to come out of her cocoon. Mayawati has to leave her palace, and to some extent that was being done by Akash Anand. But now Akash Anand is saying that he will only listen, and there won't be any opinion seeking from the party cadres, or there won't be any discussion on that issues. Then certainly Mayawati or BSP is not going to lead the people who are already being oppressed,
But
who are
Priyadarshi,
already being suffering from the politics of UP, those who are in power. So in order to do that, certainly BSP has to take step forward, and that is not being happening. So
no, but there
in
is,
that situation,
Priyadarshi,
yeah.
there is another way of looking at things the way it has happened. Mayawati was already known as a supremo. She was in full command of the party. And now, after having sacked Akash Anand and then giving him a re entry, does it mean that now she has a stronger control on the party?
Nilu, if you look at all the political parties, they operate in the same fashion. Few years back, there was G23 in the Congress. G23 was saying that more power should be given to district and state. The appointment of district president in the Congress should be given to states, but that was not. So centralization is always there in a political party. May it be BJP, may it be Congress, right? We no, there is no politburo like that of CPM, right? But even in politburo, what you see in a Kerala is completely different. So every party works on a centralization way. The leader who is leading that party would try to control all the things. That's there. Even though we say that there is an election within party, election commission has approved the constitution of political parties and so on and so forth. But party and party leader do have a control, and that way, if there is no control, then the party is drifting away. So by the nature of politics which is being operated in India, every leadership will try to have a control. So if you as I give you example of CPM. So in Kerala there was two groups of within cadre I and A, and that is being continued till date. After emergency there was two groups, and they are still being continued. So every political party and every political party leader will try to control or centralize that position, and BSP is no exception to that. Now, Mayawati ji is having that, or having that control is a good that way. But what I am talking about, the people who are suffering in UP now with the politics of UP, Dalits are already suffering. There is a huge rise in caste atrocities. There is a problem with the state budget, particularly special component plan and tribal sub plan. Though the tribal population is very less in UP, right? The budget is being diverted, right? There is a huge amount of migration from UP to other states. Many of the children have not seen their parents for a long period of. So these are the real issues in the state politics. And if that is not being addressed, if that is not being taken by the political parties, then certainly that party is not going to lead in any way and they are going to hamper it.
Captain Dinesh, but what happens to the Dalit movement? Because Mayawati now has several competitors like Chandrasekhar Azad, and there are other Dalit streams also which are emerging gradually. And there is a feeling that, Mayawati has not done justice, at least in a manner in which she could have done. And she has taken almost like a backseat as far as the Dalit movement is concerned. So, what happens to that? Do we see Mayawati shifting out of the Dalit scene totally and we'll have new players? What happens to BSP now? So, how do you see the future of the party now that Akash Anand is back in the fold? He has said that he's not going to look like a rebel leader. He will completely agree with whatever Mayawati says. So, how will the party grow? What is the future of the BSP with leaders like Mayawati and Akash Anand? And I can't see any other third leader who's going to have his say in the party.
As far as the growth of the party is concerned, I think the future growth is bleak with the present kind of leadership. Leadership will have to improve itself and its functioning. If the leadership doesn't improve its functioning, then future is definitely bleak. But Dalit movement is different from the BSP politics. The Dalit movement is not confined to BSP. Even if party is not there, Dalit movement will exist. It will carry on. And Dalit movement is not only for having the political power. It means the consolidation socially. The social consolidation, the BSP is a product of social consolidation which took place late 70s and early 80s. So that was due to the uprising of Dalit movement at social level, not at political level. But yes, that Dalit movement aimed at political platform, which was provided by Kansiramji, and he led that movement successfully through that political platform. But unfortunately, after his demise, the BSP had forgotten the way what he showed to us. That is a sad part of it. Yes.
No, but how do you see?
I don't think that there are no leaders in BSP. BSP was in power for 4 times. They are given finance minister, they are given home minister, they are given other cultural minister, and so on and so forth. What Bipin Chandraji is trying to say, that leadership need to accommodate those people. Now you have run the government for 4 times. You have people with you.
No, but do you think that Mayawati is really in a position to accommodate anybody? She's not inclined to do that.
That's what I'm saying. She is not in a present moment, and that's what's the failure we can see in the past 2 consecutive elections.
Right.
If that has been done
one by one.
I said
Yes.
the present way of functioning of the top leadership. If it changes its way of functioning, then definitely there are so many people who can join and lead the party. There are so many people here in Lucknow.
Come to you, Priyadarshi, for the concluding
Yeah,
comments. Yes. Yes,
yeah.
Captain Dinesh, complete your point, please.
Yes, there are so many people who have got the capabilities to lead the party, but unfortunately, the present leadership doesn't want them in the party. That is the sad part.
Right.
There are so
So,
many people.
right. And you've
Leadership
already
have
said
been
the
correct.
future of BSP is bleak. So, what do you think eventually will happen? And Mayawati is not immortal. She's living her own age. And though she has put out a tweet saying that, no, I'm healthy, I'm totally in command, and I'm not going to announce a successor. But, Priyadarshi, what, according to you, is the future of Mayawati and her party BSP?
No, if you see, there is a huge scope for a political party who accommodates or who are in tune with fully Ambedkarite ideology. Now, who carry those forward is the issue, because if you see now Ambedkar is no more untouchable to anybody. Everybody wants Dr. Ambedkar to be part and parcel of their day-to-day politics. Now, who is going to lead that with integrity is the issue. Now, if BSP leadership or any Ambedkarite party politics leadership do that with integrity, people will follow them. Because you need to understand the psyche of all downtrodden and marginalized, that they are being oppressed by the cultural issues in this country. And if that sort of practices are there within the organization, they won't stay there. And therefore you see many groups in Maharashtra who are functioning at a different level. So that independence and that sort of openness, if party leadership accommodates and provide within the party structure, then the political party will flourish, because there is now acceptance of Dr. Ambedkar and Mahatma Phule. They are not limited to caste, one particular caste. They are being accepted at a different level in a Bahujan, in OBCs, and that sort of translation of politics will be provided by those who provide that sort of translation will be uplifted, and they will be part and parcel of it. So
Right.
that
So,
that's going to.
absolutely. So, one quick comment and we end the program to you, Captain Dinesh, that, in times when caste census is being talked about, Dalit politics, a new re-emergence of Dalit identity is being emphasized, where Tejasvi Yadav is also talking about the same thing. Congress is also talking about the same thing. BJP is also trying to appropriate the politics of Dalit in its own way, in its own social, doing its own social engineering. So, do you think that Mayawati has lost the political game? Has she lost the political plot amidst all this politics?
No, I will not say she has lost completely in the political game. No, she has not lost completely. With the recent actions, what she has taken back the old cadre which had worked for the BSP relentlessly. So those cadres are back to BSP. So Mayawati has not lost the whole ground. It is for sure. And those cadre, the cadre which the older cadre has already started working. But again, with the re-entry, expulsion and re-entry of Akash Anand is a cause of concern for all of us. And especially for the old cadre, they are just confused.
Okay, right. So you put it very bluntly that the re-entry of Akash Anand doesn't enthuse the party, and it's surely not a reason to cheer. But how?
Sorry, it's not re-entry. It's Akash Anand. People want the younger lot wants Akash Anand kind of a leadership.
No, no, I said
But the
re-entry
way
because
the
he was
but the
expelled
way
earlier.
he has been taken aback, the way he has been taken back in the party, that is the real cause of concern.
Right. All right. So we'll have to end it here. And on Federal Desh, we will continue this conversation in Hindi with Captain Dinesh Chandra and Priyadarshi Telang. So tune into Federal Desh. Thank you so much, Telang and Captain Dinesh Chandra. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.